So this week's recipe is a lentil bowl for my main meal for my meal prep. I'm adding half a cup of lentils to 1¼ cups of water, just a pinch of oil, and then I'm going to put that on high heat on a burner and bring that to a boil. Next I'll grab my red lentils, doing ½ cup of those, and then I'll be adding 1½ cups of water to that. Same thing, high heat, bring it to a boil. Now I'm just going to do my smoothie packs while I'm waiting for those. And this is the usual 1 green container of spinach, and then I will check the lentils. They did come to a boil. So we'll just stir those up, put a lid on both the lentils and the rice, and turn the heat down to low. And then I'll set my timer for 15 minutes, and then we'll continue on with the smoothie packs. And then I will be adding a purple container of fruit. All right, next. So for my mid-morning snack, I'm going to be doing cottage cheese and toast and grapes. So I'm just taking my red container, filling each of them up with the cottage cheese and transferring that into my storage containers. And then I will be adding just a bit of spice on the top, no salt. Next I'll be grabbing my bread, and that's simple, just put it in a baggie, set it aside. And finally my grapes, I'll be taking all those off. Oh, let's check the lentils. They did come to a boil, so now I'm going to just take that off the heat and then set the timer for another 15 minutes for the wild rice, and then just finishing my grapes up here. And so let's go on to the next thing. I'm super excited. I'm going to be doing sweet potato fries for my afternoon snack, so I'm just going to cut those up into fry shapes real quickly here. And then after I cut them up, I'll be adding just a bit of coconut oil spray, and then some paprika and some other spices. So I stirred my lentils and rice together. Now I'm getting my chicken ready. It's frozen, so I'm just going to take it, put it in a bowl, and stick it in the freezer and to thaw it out. I'm not going to completely thaw it out, but I'm going to get it to the point where I can actually work with it. So vegetables for my lentil bowl. I'm going to use ½ of a green container of red onion, a full container of celery, and then a full container of yellow squash. Get that all ready. And then a full container of peppers. And finally, a full container of mushrooms. Remember, this is being divided in 5. That's why I'm doing so many vegetables. So I'm putting a little oil in the pan. We'll start with the onions, get those going, grabbing my curry spice over there. And then I'll add my celery, get that going for a while. I'm going to add my curry powder to my pan at this point and let it saute in there with the vegetables. Adding a little salt and pepper and garlic powder. And once that softens up a bit, I'll be adding all the rest of my vegetables and let that go for a little while. Got a can of tomato sauce that I'm going to add to the pan, and I'm just going to let that simmer. I'm going to taste it here in a minute and see if it's right. Oh, not quite right. Adding more curry powder to that. Always taste your food while you're cooking it. So the chicken's ready to come out. It kind of stayed in its own 5 little clumps since I didn't completely defrost it, which is going to make it easy for me for measuring purposes. So I'm just going to take each one, add my lentil rice mixture, 1 yellow container, into each of my storage boxes. And following that, barely made it, by the way, just enough. Then I'm going to add my chicken to each of these containers. Just kind of pulling it apart with my fingers, getting that all ready while that yummy saucy vegetables are going on the stove, and they taste good, so they're getting added to my containers. Taste test time. Let's see, is it gross? Is it good? You're gonna find out in a second. Dun, 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 dun. It's good. All right, package it up. I'm going to put it on the counter on the side because I don't want it to make my refrigerator hot. All right, last thing is making some Greek yogurt dipping sauce. I'm taking a red container, half a red container for each day, adding some Hidden Valley Ranch seasoning to that, and then adding a little bit of hot sauce for a little bit of kick, tasting it. Yep, it's good. So we'll be dividing that up. It's going to be ½ of a red container for each day. And then barely made it again, but had just enough. And then after I package those up, I'm going to grab my celery sticks, and I did find out that 4 ribs of celery sticks fits into a green container, so I'm just going to do that real quick here. Get that packaged up. And then after that's done, I believe my sweet potato fries are going to be done, sure enough. So I'm going to fill my yellow container with the sweet potato fries, and that's going to be my afternoon snack, and it's going to be delicious, I think. Let's see. I think I'm going to taste it. Again, let's see. What's it going to taste like? Oh yeah, it's good. It's really good. I'm going to have a hard time keeping my hands out of this stuff. All right. So, you guys, that's it. Meal prep is done. Can you believe it? So that's it, guys. I accomplished quite a bit. I got my pantry all cleaned out. I figured out what food items I had in there, used those to plan my meals for the week, saving me a ton of money on my groceries. And now I'm set up for success. Breakfasts, lunches, snacks, all ready to go for the whole week. I really appreciate you guys watching my videos and subscribing. If you did like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Oh, and on Tuesday, I'll be posting an update on my final weight and measurements for the 21-day fix for my second phase. I'm not going to give anything away, but I will say that it was a success. How much of a success, you're going to have to watch on Tuesday to find out. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope you guys are prepped and ready for a super successful week next week. Bye.